tuning in to People's Sports Talk Podcast.
It's Sports Talk from the people.
I'm your host, Rob.
And Tony.
Don't forget to like us on Facebook at People's Sports Talk.
Guys, we got a great top 10 for you today.
Yeah, we're looking at the top 10 greatest NFL quarterbacks of all time.
Yeah, I can't wait to get started. Well, before jumping into the top 10, I'd like to do my notable mentions. We have Fran Tarkenton and Warren Moon.
Now, Fran Tarkenton, a.k.a. the Scrambler, was drafted 3rd overall in 1961 by the Minnesota Vikings. He compiled 47,003 yards, threw for 342 touchdowns, and had a QB rating of 80.4. He was a 9-time Pro Bowler, NFL Most Valuable Player, and NFL Offensive Player of the Year in 1975.
Now, Warren Moon in his 208 games compiled 49,325 yards and 291 touchdowns. He's a 9-time Pro Bowler, an All-Pro selection in 1990, the 1990 Offensive Player of the Year, and a Hall of Fame inductee in 2006. He remains statistically one of the best players ever for the Oilers/Titans. Now moving into our top 10 greatest NFL quarterbacks of all time. At number 10 we have Kurt Warner.
Kurt Warner was born June 22, 1971 in Burlington, Iowa. After attending Northern Iowa University, he went undrafted in '94. After going undrafted, he decided to play in the Arena Football League from '95 to '97, and getting his chance again in the NFL in '98 with the St. Louis Rams. In 1999, after Trent Green going down with a knee injury, Kurt Warner got his chance to start and thus began the greatest show on turf.
Yeah, that year Warner went on to have one of the best statistical seasons ever, throwing for 4,353 yards, 41 touchdowns, and a 65.1 completion percentage. He was also named the 1999 season MVP. That year he won Super Bowl 34 and was also named the MVP.
Over his career, he compiled 32,344 yards, 208 touchdowns, and had a QB rating of 93.7. He has the most career games with a perfect passer rating in the regular season, which is 3 games, tied with Peyton Manning and Ben Roethlisberger. He's the fastest player to pass for 30,000 yards, which he did it in 114 games, tied with Dan Marino, and the only quarterback to throw 40 touchdowns and win a Super Bowl in the same season.
Warner was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2017. That's our number 10 pick, Kurt Warner. Now moving to our number 9 pick, Ben Roethlisberger. Roethlisberger was born March 2, 1982 in Lima, Ohio. After attending the University of Miami, Ohio, he was drafted in 2004 by the Pittsburgh Steelers with the 11th pick overall. Over his time with the Steelers, he's thrown for 56,194 yards, 363 touchdowns, and has a 94.2 passer rating. He's a 2-time Super Bowl champion, a 6-time Pro Bowler, a 2-time NFL passing leader, the NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year, and a 2-time NFL passing yards leader.
Speaking of 2-time Super Bowl champ, he's got to have one of the greatest Super Bowl passes of all time when he threw that touchdown to Santonio Holmes in the back of the end zone.
Now that pass will go down as one of the greatest of all time, and so will Ben. That's our number 9 pick, Ben Roethlisberger. Now our number 8 pick, Johnny Unitas.
Unitas was born May 7, 1933 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. After attending the University of Louisville, he was drafted 102nd overall by the Pittsburgh Steelers in the 1955 NFL Draft. After being cut by the Steelers in 1955, the Baltimore Colts picked him up in 1956, where he went on to be a Super Bowl champion, a 3-time NFL champion, a 10-time Pro Bowler, a 3-time NFL Most Valuable Player, NFL Man of the Year, a 4-time passing yards leader, and a 4-time NFL passing touchdowns leader. Over his career, he threw 40,239 yards, put up 290 touchdowns, and had a QB rating of 78.2. Johnny U is known as the father of the time and pass and the 2-minute drill. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1979.
And that's our number 8 pick, Johnny Unitas. And moving on to our number 7 pick, Steve Young. Young was born October 11, 1961 in Salt Lake City, Utah. After attending BYU, he was picked up in the 1984 supplemental draft in the first round by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. After playing for the Bucs for the 85 and 86 season, he was traded to the San Francisco 49ers. There he remained the rest of his career. And over that career, he threw for 33,124 yards, 232 touchdowns, and had a passer rating of 96.8. Now, he wasn't known as a rusher, but he had a total of 43 rushing touchdowns over his career. And it's highlighted in his game in 1988 while playing against Minnesota. He had a 50-yard run for a touchdown with 2 minutes left to play, and he broke 7 tackles. Absolutely amazing run. Young was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2005, and he's one of the best of all time. That's our number 7 pick, Steve Young. Now number 6, John Elway.
Elway was born June 28, 1960, in Port Angeles, Washington. After attending the University of Stanford, he was the first overall pick in the 1983 NFL Draft by the Denver Broncos, and that's where he stayed his entire career. Throwing for 51,475 yards, 300 touchdowns, with a passer rating of 79.9. He's also a 2-time Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl MVP, 9-time Pro Bowler, 2-time second-team All-Pro, NFL Most Valuable Player, a 2-time AFC Offensive Player of the Year, NFL Man of the Year, NFL Passing Yards Leader. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2004.
And that's our number 6 pick, John Elway. Now moving into our picks 5 through 1. At number 5, Brett Favre. Favre was born October 10, 1969 in Gulfport, Mississippi. After attending Southern Miss, he was drafted in the second round, 33rd overall, by the Atlanta Falcons. But the bulk of his career came between 1992 and 2007 with the Green Bay Packers. Over his career, he threw for an astounding 71,838 yards, 508 touchdowns, and had a passer rating of 86. He's a Super Bowl champion, an 11-time Pro Bowl, a 3-time first-team All-Pro, a 3-time NFL Most Valuable Player, a 4-time NFL passing touchdowns leader, and a 2-time NFL passing yards leader. Favre's 297 straight starts is an NFL record. Favre's one of the greatest of all time, and he was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2016. That's our number 5 pick, Brett Favre. Now our number 4 pick, Drew Brees.
Brees was born January 15, 1979 in Austin, Texas. After attending Purdue University, the San Diego Chargers drafted him in the 2001 NFL Draft with the 32nd pick of the second round. In 2005, he was released by the Chargers and picked up by the New Orleans Saints, where he went on to have a Hall of Fame career. He's a Super Bowl champion, a Super Bowl MVP, 12-time Pro Bowler, 2-time NFL Offensive Player of the Year, Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year, NFL Comeback Player of the Year, 7-time NFL Passing Yards Leader, a 4-time NFL Passing Touchdown Leader, 2-time NFL Passing Rating Leader. He has the most career passing yards, most career passing completions, the highest career completion percentage, the highest single-season completion percentage, the most consecutive games with a touchdown pass, and the most 5,000 yards passing seasons. In his career, he racked up 74,437 yards, 520 touchdowns, and has a passer rating of 97.7.
He's going to go down as one of the greatest of all time, and that's our number 4 pick, Drew Brees. Now moving into the top 3. At number 3, Peyton Manning. Manning was born March 24, 1976 in New Orleans, Louisiana. After attending the University of Tennessee, he was drafted in 1998 with the first overall pick by the Indianapolis Colts. Over his career, Manning threw for 71,940 yards, 539 touchdowns, and had a passer rating of 96.5. He's a 2-time Super Bowl champion, a Super Bowl MVP, a 14-time Pro Bowler, a 7-time first-team All-Pro, a 5-time NFL MVP. He's a 2-time NFL Offensive Player of the Year, He's a 3-time NFL passing yards leader, a 4-time NFL passing touchdowns leader, a 3-time NFL passer ratings leader, and that's just to name a few. Now, a few records Manning holds. He holds the record for most career passing touchdowns, most passing touchdowns in a season, most passing yards in a season, most regular season MVPs, most career game-winning drives, most career comebacks, most first-team All-Pro selection at QB, and most Pro Bowl selections, tied with 14. Peyton Manning will be eligible for the Hall of Fame in 2021, and I'm sure he'll be a first ballot inductee. That's our number 3 pick, Peyton Manning. Time for the number 2 pick, Joe Montana.
Montana was born June 11, 1956 in New Eagle, Pennsylvania. After attending Notre Dame, he was drafted 82nd overall by the San Francisco 49ers in the 1979 NFL Draft. In his career, he put up 40,551 yards and 273 touchdowns, and has a 92.3 passer rating to go along with that. He's a 4-time Super Bowl champ, a 3-time Super Bowl MVP, an 8-time Pro Bowler, 3-time first-team All-Pro, a 2-time NFL MVP, NFL Offensive Player of the Year, 2-time AP Athlete of the Year, NFL Comeback Player of the Year. He's also a 2-time NFL passer rating leader and a 2-time NFL passing touchdowns leader. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2000.
That's our number 2 pick, Joe Montana. And now time for the number 1 pick, Tom Brady. Brady was born August 3, 1977 in San Mateo, California. After attending the University of Michigan, he was drafted in the 6th round with the 199th pick overall in the 2000 draft by the New England Patriots. There he'd spend the rest of his career putting up Hall of Fame numbers and a career worth noting. Now over that career he's thrown for 70,514 yards, 517 touchdowns, and has a passer rating of 97.6. Now we're talking about a guy who's a 6-time Super Bowl champion, a 4-time Super Bowl MVP, a 3-time NFL Most Valuable Player, a 14-time Pro Bowler, the NFL Comeback Player of the Year in 2009, a 2-time Offensive Player of the Year, a 3-time NFL Passing Yards Leader, a 4-time NFL Passing Touchdowns Leader, and a 2-time NFL Passing Rating Leader. And Tom Brady holds a lot of NFL records, including most Super Bowl appearances with 9, most Super Bowl wins with 6, most Super Bowl MVP awards with 4, most passing yards in a single Super Bowl with 505, most Super Bowl passing touchdowns all time, 18, most Super Bowl passing yards with 2,838. He's got the most playoff game starts with 40, and the most playoff game wins with 30. He has the most playoff passing touchdowns with 73, and the most playoff passing yards with 11,179. He holds the NFL record for most career passing touchdowns for regular season and playoffs with 590. He has the most playoff game-winning drives with 13. He's the oldest quarterback to win a Super Bowl at 41. The oldest player to win a regular season MVP at 40. The oldest player to win a Super Bowl MVP at 39. And the oldest quarterback to lead the league in passing at 40. Tom Brady's one of the best of all time. Well, in this case, is the best of all time at his position. He's a future Hall of Famer, and that's our number 1 pick, Tom Brady. Well, guys, that's going to wrap up our top 10 greatest NFL quarterbacks of all time. I hope you guys liked it. Leave a comment below. Let us know what you think, guys.
Well, that's going to wrap up another episode of People Sports Talk Podcast.
It's Sports Talk from the people.
I'm your host, Rob.
And Tony.
Don't forget to like us on Facebook at People Sports Talk.
Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button below.
Until next time.
Thanks a lot, guys.